tell Morgan that we don't want to hear it. We tired.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So this video we're going to be seeing people's reaction to the Morgan Bailey and the random man from Atlanta, Shaquan's video that I just posted previously. So if you don't know what we're talking about, what's going on, what's the update on Morgan Bailey and the random man from Atlanta, go check out the previous video, which I'll link down in the description box because that will give you full context of what's going on now. So people are responding to the drama of the random man coming online to say that Morgan is the abuser in the relationship, that Morgan DV him and how he had to leave and how it just really went on to really accuse her with a cut on his eye that, oh, Morgan threw a picture at him and Morgan is the aggressor, and how Morgan was begging him not to call the cops on her and all that. And then Morgan came to also try to clear the air to actually set the record straight. Anyway, like I said, go check out the previous video that I just posted. That you hear both of them talk in their own mouth what was going on and where they see things from their perspective, and I had a lot to say about that. So you can just go check out the previous video. Okay, so let's go check out people's response to this entire drama, because I feel like the entire internet is kind of split, because some people think that Morgan should be given grace, while some people think that, girl, we told you, why did you take him back? Go check out the previous video. I gave like a backstory on this couple, on the right, because they are a couple, okay, and the random man and Morgan story. So go check out the previous video. Okay, so now let's go check out people's response to this drama, and then we'll come back and talk more.
On this episode of I Hate My Baby Daddy, Your Baby Daddy, Her Baby Daddy, They Baby Daddy, Everybody Baby Daddy, we have Jaquan, random man from Atlanta, and Morgan Bailey. It looked like he leaking from each eye. Now, this is somebody who built her platform on tearing her baby daddy down, literally. So the fact that Jaquan be on here trying to tear her platform down, it really do make sense. But like I've been saying, since she went to Build-A-Bear to build Gigi that first bear and said she was co-parenting, that she did not need to let him back into her space because your baby daddy is your biggest hater. I never cared what Morgan did. It was always just funny to me because she really tricked you. Do I condone violence? No. Do I condone any DV? No. Do I understand it? Jaquan plays in Morgan's face, been playing in her face. He always playing in her face. And the only reason why he went back to her and not to all the other baby mamas, see, Morgan, if you would have been teaming up with them and not trying to go against them with him, y'all could have jumped him. I told y'all in 2023, going into 2024, to leave y'all baby daddies. And y'all bought their ass in 2024. Now look, leave them here going into 2025. Please. Leave them. Leave them. That you could co-parent with him from a distance. You do not have to be together to co-parent. Let him go. The stepdaddy's outside. Oh no. I'm not doing all of this behind my baby daddy. Like somebody else baby daddy, maybe, but mine? Somebody has to tell Morgan that we don't want to hear it. We tired. This is exactly what happens when you care more about the man than the kid. When you care more about having a dad in the house than an actual healthy household. Because she didn't think that man had really changed, that he was serious this time. Now Gigi is witnessing you get like, is it worth it? No. Protect your kid. Think about your kid. Y'all be posting the cringiest things online. Like, that is not okay. Stop oversharing. Get that baby a good stepdad. Don't let random man come back because he's no good. I hope you realize this time. Just...
Y'all are on here victim blaming Morgan for being with random man from Atlanta, where the real issue is, why is he in the first place? Let's really think about that. Yes, she's going back to this man, but why is he? Yes, the whole world told her not to be with him. Yes, we told her that something bad was probably going to happen from this. We know. But being like, haha, this is what you get, is not the flex that you think it is. Morgan has issues, and obviously random man from Atlanta has issues, because he's the first person who started all this and came on the internet and has shown us constantly that he leaked her nudes like a couple months. He did that a couple months ago, and y'all on here like, oh, poor him. What's going on? This whole thing is toxic. Okay, this whole thing is toxic, and y'all be falling for it. The only thing that matters in this situation is the baby. okay? Them two obviously don't need to be together, but the person that matters the most is the baby. And it's a shame that their child is going to have to come on the internet and possibly see this one day. It's a hot mess.
They can never, ever, 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 ever make me hate Morgan Bailey. Morgan and Gigi, I'm a girl's girl for my homegirls and Morgan. This man ran so quick, okay, on the internet to say, with everything dripping down or whatever, that Morgan, hey, I wasn't there, whatever. He ran to the internet. Sir, you were introduced to us as random man from Atlanta. Random man from Atlanta. And then you come with the claim that, oh, she paid and begged for her family back, and that's why you stayed. She was profiting off of you just being the random man from Atlanta. You resurfaced. You came back. She did not ask for you publicly, to our knowledge. Okay. I had an ex years ago, like, that will curse me out so eloquently, so demure. Okay. And then when I reacted, I'm the bad guy, running around telling everybody I'm crazy. I don't know how to control my emotions. That's what you're doing. And then you have people in the comments like, oh, I know something was off with Morgan. I knew something was off with Morgan. Babe, something's off with your baby dad. You just don't participate in the spread thin challenge. That's why we don't know about it. This girl posts Gigi, her little cleaning videos, and sometimes when her nails are messed up. He was random man from Atlanta. And here y'all all riding in his comments. Oh, follow me on here because I'm going back to Atlanta. You left. You left from the very beginning. So go back and be random.
I feel like Morgan Bailey and the random man from Atlanta had no business being with each other. And now he's coming out saying that, you know, there's DV and he's packing up his stuff and moving back to Atlanta to become the random man from Atlanta. First of all, DV is never okay. But second of all, them two had no business being with each other. She literally built her following off of him being a deadbeat. And then try to hide when he came back in her life. And then try to push family content with him. And that man also did revenge porn against her. So what's the reason of y'all even dealing with each other? I personally feel like if both of y'all have publicly embarrassed each other to that extent, maybe a relationship with each other is not going to be the healthiest. So why even bother? And I feel like even with all of this, we're still going to see them back doing the normal things on this app. Because you would think after the revenge porn, there should be no relationship, but here we are. I'm going to need both of them to stand up and go their separate ways and just figure out how to be healthy parents and co-parent. But being together is crazy.
Okay, this is for people who know about Morgan Bailey and the random man from Atlanta. If you don't, you can keep scrolling. I have to tell you guys that when I saw this morning that the random man from Atlanta had posted a video where he started it off by saying, like, she's going to accuse me, or you need to ask, like, you know, if she would stay with me if I had been her. I was like, oh, red flag. I say that because almost every single person I've ever known that was a manipulator or an abuser were the first ones to try to get ahead of a story that somebody was going to tell about them. It's been my experience that innocent people are usually the last people to talk. It's always the guilty party that's like, I just want to get ahead of this and say. So that was a really big red flag for me. I thought it was interesting that Morgan Bailey finally came online, made one long video where she explained everything that happened. Definitely told the story in a way that was not flattering to her at times. For me, that's a green flag. When somebody's telling me something that happened and they're being honest about how they weren't perfect or they made mistakes or they should have done things better, that's always a green flag. But Jaquan made several videos. He started like crashing out, making all these videos. He started deleting comments, and that was another red flag. But y'all are going to laugh at me. One of the biggest red flags that the random man from Atlanta, Jaquan, that's his name, but he also goes by Random Man. One of the biggest flags to me, and y'all are going to laugh, is that in the videos, when he's talking, he starts excessively licking his lips. Like, and I've noticed, I think, right before he's about to say something that's untrue. This is something that some men do when they want to seduce women or they want to manipulate women. They'll like
Okay.
They'll like do that because they think it increases their sex appeal. For some guys, it's an intentional manipulation tactic that they learn. But I've also seen it with narcissists and manipulators when they're lying. It's like a pseudo like nervous tick. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. Everybody else is chiming in. I had to chime in too.
I've debated making this video all night long. There's a couple things that I want to clarify. The biggest one being how uncool it would be for me to come on this app and act like a black man in America in 2024 has put his hands on me, if that's not the whole.
Now, Morgan, if we didn't know your past history, we would probably say, okay, cool. We have to believe all women. We have to believe all stories. Because, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, women tell the truth majority of the time. 90% of the time. Well over 90% of the time, right? But knowing the past history of who you are and what you do, same way that you hid that man in the house for months, even though you were telling your followers that he wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you telling them that they, you know what I'm saying, you guys were together, but in actuality, you was basically financially supporting him the whole entire time, buying him a truck, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And now you made this video basically saying that you've been physically and financially abused, which is no joke, no laughing matter, and should be taken extremely seriously, right? Instead of coming to the internet to tell us about what was going on in your relationship, that he was putting hands on you, instead of coming onto the internet, why did you not call law enforcement? If you finally reached your breaking point with this man, right? Why did you not call law enforcement, get that man arrested? And if you did, good for you. If you didn't, it doesn't make sense. True. In my personal opinion, I think it's a bunch of bullshit. This is a publicity stunt, PR stunt, to keep your followers still following, engaging, and giving you clout and money and engagement. Okay. That's what I see. Okay. That's just me. I know it's the wrong mindset to think of. It's just that she's not the most reliable individual to hear these type of situations that come from, knowing full well that she has lied on multiple different occasions about egregious actions, especially telling his dark-skinned children that your child is better looking than them because your child is closer to white. That is probably the number one for me. But everything else in totality of the past just makes me say, I don't believe you. And that's just being honest. Like, share, comment. What do you think?
You guys seen Morgan Bailey's new video? Random man from Atlanta, Morgan Bailey. I stopped following her a while back, even though I used to really like her, as soon as she let that man back into her life. And I'm nobody to judge because, trust me, it took me a long time to leave my toxic marriage. But I just didn't like her, like, attitude about it. Like, when people would, like, you know, call her out on it. Because, like, her whole platform was random man from Atlanta. And then she ended up getting back with the guy. And I love her dry sense of humor. But I felt like she was getting a little bit too sassy with people in the comments. And I was like, not for me. But every now and then she would end up on my For You page. And I could just tell in her face. I could see the sadness in her eyes. Her face was getting really inflamed and swollen. And I know that look. That look is the look of a woman who is being emotionally dragged through the dirt. And she just posted a video that it was actually physical abuse on top of that. I swear, I would send videos to my friend whenever she would end up on my FYP, and I would be like, she looks so sad, she looks so swollen. And again, I'm not one to comment on like a woman's weight or anything like that, but I know that look because I was sad for 8 years. I had that look. I had the sunken in eyes. I had the swelling in the face because that is just stress trapped in your body. It's really, really sad. But I totally understand, like, who wants, especially coming from a two-parent household, just like she said. She grew up in a two-parent household. She didn't want to be a single mom. And I cannot blame her for trying to make it work with somebody. And there is no words. Literally, I look back on my situation and I'm like, I cannot believe that I lived that for so long. And I don't have words to explain why I lived that for so long. It's just crazy that she is such a big creator on this platform. And she was being physically used, and like nobody saw it. Like, she barely shared it with her family. So it just goes to show you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And I'm gonna go ahead and reference it one more time, how people will tell me, oh, your ex lives in your head rent free. And it's like, no, I post and I share my story because there are other women living this every single day, and they feel helpless and they feel like I cannot get out of this, and I'm not gonna make it to the other side, because I understand how scary, change is. And sometimes you really just want something and you don't know why you want it so bad when it's so broken. But I want you to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
I've been raised not to put my women, okay? But other men have not been raised that way, right? So I'm glad that he took her ass out. So Morgan Bailey and random man from Atlanta got into a physical altercation yesterday. I just seen the videos, went down a rabbit hole. There's a video of him. He's bleeding. Got cuts on his eyes and stuff like that. Morgan was in there either throwing hands or throwing shit. So, and I don't know if this is going to be a hot take or not, but I blame Morgan and the random man from Atlanta, okay? The random man from Atlanta clearly is a bum. I don't care what the men get in the comments to say. This man has multiple kids by multiple women, and they're all young as hell. And he's like in his 30s or something like that, right? That's just my point. He wanted clout so bad from this. He wanted clout from social media. He linked himself with, in my opinion, Morgan, who is actually unstable. Okay. And when I say unstable, I'm not talking about finances. I'm talking about up here. And Morgan, being a young girl, being popping on social media, he says that she's been paying him and things like that. At the end of the day, putting those two in this space on social media, trying to kind of have like the couples content going, as well as her and her baby kind of content going. When, y'all had things that y'all need to resolve in the back end. In hindsight, Morgan kind of ruined herself and fell from grace, because whether y'all like it or not, I put her in the same realm as like Risa Tisa on how the storytelling kind of got her the following, the views, and we see where Risa Tisa has taken it to where she's gotten the money, the endorsements, the promotions, things like that. I think there was even a story that Morgan lost her agent somehow. Yeah. But to stick to this story, I've been raised not to put on women, okay? But other men have not been raised that way, right? So I'm glad that he didn't pass out, but it is a lot of women that get on here or in the world today that think that it's okay to just put on a man. And men are human. They've had enough. We don't want no man putting on us. So what the hell you think is going to happen when you do it? Right? And you do it continuously. Enough is enough. The man was bleeding. So I can only imagine, he's probably on 10 right now.
So I just watched Morgan Bailey's video. As soon as she sat down, I believed her immediately. Honestly, I believed her even before her video came out. In my first video about this, I had mentioned that random man from Atlanta, the fact that his first instinct after getting a cut on his eye and whatever was to run to TikTok and make a video was very telling. First things first, I am not believing a man who got 6 baby mamas on anything. He could tell me the sky is blue and I will literally walk outside to go check. The one cut that is above his eye, and he immediately went on live, immediately started posting videos. I knew that he was doing damage control because he knows how the vast majority of people feel about Morgan. So he was using that to his advantage. And this is what the elder women and women who have gone through this before has been saying. He came into her life to finish the job. This man literally left her for after giving birth to Gigi. The only reason he came back was when she started gaining her following and she got the agency and she got the money and she got all this stuff. That's the only reason he has been over there. Has he been around the other baby mothers? All the other ones that came out and was like, I'm number 2, I'm number 5, 7, 9, whatever. Has he been seen publicly with any of them? Exactly. She posted receipts, screenshots, not videos of anything that happened. Honestly, I personally don't need to see it. I believe her immediately because, again, that cut on his eye was giving to me, I don't know if the word is retaliation, but basically it was a defense wound. I refuse to believe that Morgan Bailey, who looks like she's 100 pounds soaking wet, was that man that is bigger and thicker than her. Never will believe that shit. All the shit we have seen with Random Man in Atlanta and all of his antics, him posting, you know, that picture on live of her, you know, doing some sexual shit, and just the way he makes it a point to embarrass the girl. You guys really rush to believe him? Obviously not you, but everyone else. The fact that he immediately came on the app, and which, by the way, the video is deleted now. The fact that he came on the app, mentioned, oh my gosh, she put on me. Oh, I came here for the family that you paid for. Again, looking for little ways to make digs at her. Then it's like, oh, well, she's gonna come out and say a video, you know, talk about how I might have been her and this, that, the third, or whatever, and the elders are gonna say, well, why did you stay with him? Manipulation 101. That of all the things to come out and say, you're busy worried about what the public is going to think. I have my personal feelings towards Morgan, but I do want to say that I believe Morgan Bailey. Morgan Bailey did not deserve any of that stuff that happened to her. Morgan Bailey did take accountability in terms of bringing him back, and going back to him, whatever, doing the content. But that does not mean that she deserves what she was getting while she was with that man. Obviously, I had her blocked, so I didn't watch a lot of the content. You know, I see clips here and there, and I make my videos. And at that point, I was kind of tired, but now it is a domestic situation. It is in poor taste for me to come out on here and say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. She talked about how she gave him money and also mentioned financial abuse, which financial abuse is one of the most underrated, like the least talked about forms of abuse. Literally threatening to put out photos and videos of her explicitly if she doesn't give him some money. She took accountability for giving him money for some parts and, asking from him back in some parts. But she does not need to take the blame for what that man did to her. Physically, emotionally, financially. I want to make that very clear because obviously in the last video, I was kind of like, girl, remove us from the group chat. Whoop-de-whoop. This is again like DVD and the Mermaid Lady. But this is a different thing because now we are talking about DV. She says she has video of that specific interaction where he got the cut in his eye. There's video of Gigi screaming. She did not post it, but she said she got it. And I believe her. The fact that he posted that video and now it's deleted, yeah. I believe her 1,000%. My disdain towards Morgan doesn't mean that all my common sense goes away. It doesn't make sense to me where, oh, Morgan plays and then he's like, oh, I'm not going to go to the police. Well, no shit. That makes sense because she has video screenshots of everything. I wish the best for Morgan Bailey. I wish the best for Gigi. I am going to, remove myself from the group chat, I think, for real this time. To Random Man from Atlanta, your time is coming. Karma's a bitch.
Please go down and share your thought. Love to know your own take down in the comment section, but please keep it respectful. So let me know, do you believe Morgan? Do you believe the Random Man? What do you think about people saying I told you so? Do you think that we should give her more empathy, more sympathy on this, on what is happening to her? Go down in the comment section and share your thought. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way, okay? So go ahead and share your thought. Like, I already had a lot to say in the first part of the video, and I still want to emphasize on some of the things. But yeah, this is a People talking about, oh, how men get abused. See, I know men get abused, like physically abused. There are some women that they can't keep their hands to themselves. Um, uh, like that is a fact, but that's not the conversation we're having today, because I clearly believe that the random man was the one putting hands on Morgan. But the thing here where I feel like the other woman said, the thing is that people are really not talking more about why would she stay and all that. And people talking about how she should be giving grace, it happens to the best of us, da 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 da, how this is not the time to put her down. This is not the time to put her down, but this is the time to hold her accountable, so that next time she wants to take him back, she'll remember how people were like, I told you. I'm not, see, at this point where I'm at in life is that I'm going to tell you what it is, like straight, direct. And if you don't listen and it backfire, I'm going to like, okay, I told you so. Like I will say I told you so. And I get it. People don't like being told I told you so, and it hurts. It like it demoralizes you and all that. But sometimes it's something that you need to hear, because you'll be acting a fool, literally. So we as women, we need to start holding other women accountable. If it means holding another woman accountable is telling her I told you so, I warned you, then so be it. She was literally playing in our face. Morgan was literally playing in our face, telling us to mind our business, and how okay, first she lied that they were not together, and then the next thing she started bringing him on like bit by pieces on the internet. And then later she asked us to mind, like, oh, okay, they are back together, so what, we're back together. Like the fact that you were even hiding it in the first place until this man came online to tell everybody that you were lying to your entire audience. For me, you just lost in credibility there. So the fact that you were lying to your entire audience and took this man back, and this man was the one that exposed you, that you took him back, that says a lot, that you know exactly what you were doing was wrong. But because of whatever insecurity that is going on within you, whatever thing that is going on, trauma that is going on into you, you choose to be in that toxic relationship that you know that it's not good for you. See, I am one of those people that I believe that when you're ashamed of something and you're keeping it secret, it's because you know that thing is not good for you, and it's because you're scared of what people will say. So deep down, there's a part in your brain that know that this thing I'm doing is wrong, but you still go ahead to do it. So I feel like she knew exactly what she was doing. And when the random man exposed her and shared her nude, that was when she now came and started soft launching couples content for us. So she coming to say, oh, now this is what happened. I feel like she's not done with the situation. She will still go back. I feel so. And this is why I feel like, yes, we need to ring it in her head. I feel like she will still go back, because she's only making this video and doing because the random man choose to expose her on the internet. And yes, the conversation talking about how it came to finish the job, I 100% agree, because like I always talk about here, and we always have the conversation here on this channel talking about how men are very intentional. You don't think that you embarrass this man on the internet, call him the random man, expose how dusty he is, and then this man, you wanted the same man that was a confirmed dusty, you wanted him bad, and you think that that man came back to you because he loves you, and you think both of you will have a family together. At every point in time that they got back into this relationship, this man was actively embarrassing her on the internet by exposing that she was paying him to be part of the family, paying him to be a father, paying him to be in a relationship with her, from where he knew shared her pictures, from where he there was one other incident again that happened. This man has actively embarrassed you on the internet, but you choose to have him, you choose to be with him for whatever unhealed trauma that you have. And for me, this is not the time for us to, oh, let's be reasonable. Let's no. And do I think that they are over? No. Wait, see, Chakwan, the random man thinks that, oh, he can make a platform now without her. When he goes out there and find out that he could not make a platform, a sustainable platform without her, he will go back to her. And guess what? She will take him back. And guess what? She will ask us again to mind our business. And guess what? I just feel like, as ladies, if you have friends like this, hold them accountable. Yes, hold their hands and all that. But yes, I see. I believe in tough love right now. I'm going looking face and I'm going to give it to you that way. Like, no, I'm not going to massage your elbow because you bring DV into the picture and all that. Yes, I sympathize with you, but you know exactly what you were getting yourself into. You are not ready to leave because you are not ready to leave. You're only leaving because this man decided to leave. So anyway, let me know your own take about this down in the comment section. Go ahead and share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.